Okay, Blaine Williams here. I'm with Michael Dew, Platinum Executive, William Wallace. I'm looking for Mr. John Dickey, who also, there he is. There he is, Platinum Executive out of Utah, Mr. John Dickey. And we got some real pros on this webinar today. It's exciting to be with you. It is I believe, the 14th of September, 2022. So we've got just over a month under our belt here at MPG Extreme. And one thing I'll tell you that people do, they can get out the gate, get off to a quick start, and they can peter out pretty quick. There's a lot of people that are really good starters, but then they get going. They sponsor 5, 6, 4, 8, and then they go into a flat line for a period. And momentum is not a mystery. It's things in motion tend to stay in motion, but the way that things in motion, like your car, you got to keep your foot on the gas for it to keep going, right? Same thing with the plane. You got to be keeping your hand on the controls to keep it going. So it's really critical that you evaluate yourself every day and you start to reset your goals. As soon as you find your machinery slowing down, your factory slowing down, you have to be honest with yourself. The production out the backside of the factory is going to suffer. And if you want to move into momentum and you want to move into a significant check, even if it's only 500 or 1,000 a month or a week, you've got to have a continuum of 60, 90, 120 days. So think about this for just a moment, and then I'm going to bring our first guest on to share a little bit with you. These two platinums are rapidly becoming great friends, and they're all stars. But I want to just say that we started August 1, and here we are, September 14th. And I think you need to make a commitment to this, like a woman makes a commitment to carrying a child full term, 9 months. I mean, I think you need to have at least 3 90-day windows that during that 90 days, I like to call it a madman cycle, that you put yourself ears back, eyes squinted, you might need to put some goggles on, and you go like a bat out of Hades. I mean, you just go like crazy for 90 days. But here we are, not even 45 days in, and I know I battle field fatigue a little bit here and there. Maybe all of you do as well. But today I want to just say that it's time to shake off the dust from the first 45 days and set another 30-day, 45-day goal to go out and do what? I go out and go platinum. If you're already a platinum, go platinum again. If you're not a platinum yet, you need to get the job done. And you've got to be talking to new people every day. How many new people a day? I'd recommend you talk to no less than 3 to 5 or more every day by sharing the videos, by getting them. And I'm going to share one other thing that came up in an earlier conversation I had. If you're working with an upline and they're doing 3-ways with you, don't call them on the phone with a prospect and say, oh, I've got a prospect on the phone and I want to do a call. Set an appointment just like every other professional on the planet does, and set it up 3-4 hours out or the next day. Get your prospect teed up, contact that upline that's going to do the call, and get it in the calendar. And it's very difficult. Some of us that are working around the clock right now are on the phone a lot. And if someone calls, you don't want to blow them off, but it's not realistic to have them drop what they're doing to take a call on the fly like that. And your prospects will be fine with that. They're used to that happening. So with that said, what I'd like to do is bring our first guest on and cut him loose. John Dickey is out of Utah. John and Sherrie have been in the industry for a long time. I want to share, and I don't want to talk out of class. I did ask John for permission to share this. John has been in a battle for 7 years with invasive cancer. And he is, let me tell you something, he is one tough dude. This guy is, he's the dude. I was on a call with his son last night out of Texas. They just signed his son up, and he is a constantly successful guy in his early to mid 40s. I'm not going to disclose his income. It wouldn't be appropriate, but let me tell you something. He's in the top 1/4 of 1% income earners in America. but his quality of life, because of his schedule, is a battle for a family guy. He signed up, he's fired up and excited. John and Sherrie, during the time where John was dealing with a lot of doctor's appointments, Sherrie actually was sick. And I called him on the phone. I said, listen, you don't want to string this platinum thing out. I don't want to be too tough on you. But during that time, it was a no excuse situation. And John and Sherrie, hi, Sherrie, don't you look lovely today? And they made a decision, and boom, they hit platinum, and they're on their way to ruby right now. So John, I want you to unmute your line and share whatever is on your heart. Feel free to take 10 minutes or so, and we look forward to hearing from you here.
Hey, Coach, I appreciate last night. I wasn't sure why I was putting him on the phone with you, and I'm sorry for just calling to say, hey, here's my boy. Can you talk to him for a few minutes? Well, that conversation went someplace I really didn't think it was going to go, but hey, I'm really excited about it. He grabs a hold and does this. I'm excited to be able to be on the stage with him. And anyway, it was just exciting. Thank you so much for that and all you've done for us. You know, as we looked at this, Sherrie and I both talked, do we really want to build another network marketing company? And number two, do we have it in us? And we debated and talked about it. And you've been such an integral part of us moving forward, because there's days when it's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get up. And yet your smiley face and your excitement has been the thing that's helped us to grow and develop and build our group. And we're just excited about all this. Sherrie and I, this is our second marriage. Between the two of us, we have 10 kids, 43 grandkids, and 12 great grandkids. So we have a lot of people in our lives to take our time and we want to be with and spend. And that was one of our issues is the network marketing going to take too much time away from our families? Or can we do this so we have them as well as having a business that we can rely upon? You know, we're doing fine financially, but there's things we really wanted to do, and we needed another source of income. And so to be able to have this, to have the leadership, I mean, you just feel the energy with this company. We had some other companies that, you know, we looked at, but it didn't feel like it was ever going to take off. This feels like it's going to take off. Did you want to say something, baby?
I just wanted to let you know with all the things that John has gone through, and with him being at the hospital a lot, we needed something else to look forward to. And so we're so grateful for Coach and letting us in on this special thing. We also realized with the gas and with everything else that's going on in the world today, there are people out there hurting. There are people that are waiting for us to go out there and help them one way or the other. And that's the part that we love about network marketing. And we missed that. We felt like we were really retired.
Your line got muted out. John and Sherrie, your line is muted out. We lost you altogether.
We needed to have something we needed another goal, because we're sitting around looking at each other, waiting for something else to happen. And we didn't want that, but we needed something else to go for. So thank you again for everything.
I keep telling her, quit waiting for me to die, because I'm not going to die for quite a while yet. Les Brown, I don't know if anybody on the phone is old enough to remember who Les Brown was, but I really enjoyed him and a lot of motivational talks. One of the things he said in one of his talks is he says, if you find yourself in the hospital bed with all these tubes and wires coming out of you, rip those wires out of you, rip those tubes out of you, and let them find you climbing up the next mountain. So in a way, that's kind of the way I felt, was I was just laying around here and I needed a challenge, something else that was going to challenge me and, you know, give us opportunity to do it again. You know, one of the things as I spoke to you in the last few days was about, and you'd mentioned it, fixed beliefs. And I think fixed beliefs hold people back an awful lot. It keeps them from moving forward. And fixed beliefs really aren't accurate of you and who you are or what your belief is. It's what has been labeled on you by other people. And there's a fellow that wrote a book. I don't know if you can see this. CYA is by Tom Bay. We went to one of his seminars, and it was just really awesome. We used it a lot in our training with our groups about their fixed beliefs and how Tom, he compares it to the windshield of life and all the negative things that someone else or even you have put on your windshield of life. Every morning when you get up, you look through that windshield, all these negative things are glaring right at you. And it's a wonder, you know, you do the same thing day after day after day because these negative fixed beliefs really control us. His book talks about how here's 15 positive traits or attitudes you should have to be able to have success in your life. And he goes through a bunch of those. I'm not going to go into them, but I think it's really important to erase some of these negative things. For instance, when you grew up, he was in high school, your brother may have been the star quarterback on the team. And your parents, they were constantly praising him and how great he was, but you didn't get much praise. So you had a lot of negative crap on your windshield. And it's really important, I believe, to get up, identify those things, erase them from your windshield, and put on there some more positive beliefs. You know, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me every day. I mean, it was a challenge just to get on the call this morning. I wasn't sure I was going to quite make it, so I was a little late. But I shared with you the other day as we spoke a video that's really old. It kind of dates me how old we really are. And I used it a lot with some of our groups years ago, but it was the African Queen. And it was old Humphrey Bogart and Hepburn were the stars in the movie. And the Germans had attacked and they had to leave the mission in the Congo to get on down to safety. And it's interesting how Bogart says, yeah, I'll get you down there, get on my little steamship here. And they headed down the river. And they were fraught with all kinds of negative things that could have turned them around. And yet Bogart was there to get her down the river. And as they did, they grew real close together. They went through rapids, and the rapids bent the prop on the boat. So we had to figure a way to get underneath it, get the prop off, build a smelter, make a new prop, get it so they could go on down the river. He didn't give up. He figured out another way. And sometimes, you know, as soon as we come up against something negative, maybe our relatives, they write something on your window. Yeah, you're always trying to get into these deals and make some money quick. But Bogart just kept on because he told her he would get her there. And then the Germans have got fortifications and they're shooting at him, trying to kill him. And they get through that. And then they had mosquitoes that came, that billions of mosquitoes that were just trying to tear him up and carry him away. And they got through that. Then as they're getting closer to the lake where safety was, they come into all these reeds. And to start with, why Bogart, he's got a big long pole and he's trying to push the boat through it. Then he finally jumps out of the boat. The water's shallow enough that he can push, and he pushes till he's exhausted. And then he finally jumps in the boat. He can't do any more. And he's covered with leeches, and she's pulled them off of him, and they fall into the boat in each other's arms. They'd fallen in love in this process of trying to get to that destination. And I really like it because I believe there's a lot of metaphors that are shown here of what they went through, that we have those same things. We have rapids, we have a bent prop, we have all kinds of things that can stop us. And our fixed beliefs are some of those things that can stop us if we let them. And I really like the end of the movie because as they're laying there in the bottom of the boat, the camera pans up so you can look and see. The lake is like 20 yards away, but they can't see it for the reeds. And they gave up that close to being there. Well, it didn't end up as a failure because they went to sleep, and during the night upriver rains came the level of the river, washed them on out into the lake. I think it's really important that with our goals that we maintain where we're going and we are firm with our destination, because I don't care who you are. We were talking the other day that I don't care who you are. There's something, you don't have to have cancer. You don't have to have this. Everybody's got things going on in their families, in their personal lives. They have different financial challenges, all of these things which could stop you from your goals if you let it. And I just encourage people, just grab a hold, set your destination of what you want. Sherrie and I probably aren't going to get there as fast as we would have 25 years ago, but we're going to get there. And I bought our tickets today to be in Minnesota. Sherrie asked me yesterday, so why haven't you bought the tickets yet? I said, well, I don't know if I'm going to be healthy enough to get there. She said, you're going to be healthy enough to get there, get the tickets bought. So we've got tickets bought. We're going to see you all in Minnesota. I'm
All
done.
right, John, I appreciate that. And listen, I had Justin Dykes on here yesterday, paralyzed from the waist down since age 2. And then he went on to become a championship football coach. Now he's building the business with us. And he's just a great partner. Here you got John in there. Every time he turns around, they're taking him to the hospital. They're poking him, prodding him and all that. But he's ripping all the wires off and saying, I'm not done yet. Don't sit around waiting for me to die. I'm not done yet. He'll be done when he's done. When the good Lord decides to take him home, he's going to go.
That's
And
right.
we're very proud of John and Sherrie Dickey and our association, Platinum Executives. I like to have these kind of calls because we do a lot of instruction, but there's something about hearing a story that talks to you in a way that when you listen to it, you think, hey, listen, why am I buying the excuses that are in front of me? My circumstances don't define me. So, John, thank you for that. I want to jump over and I want to bring on another Platinum Executive, and that's William Braveheart Wallace. He's got a business partner, Rebecca Willingham, and we're very, very proud of them. And William, take some time and out of San Diego, living on the yacht down there in San Diego, take some time and address the team and share what your thoughts are.
Good morning, afternoon, wherever you're at. I think we've been talking to people in the afternoon. We had a nice call over to the UK today. Blaine was on, and he didn't tell me my hair wasn't combed, I guess, because he told me I just combed it now. So I must have looked a little ragged this morning. But hey, Blaine, by the way, I found my team. I've been wondering where they're at. They're all over here at your call. So they thought they'd get away from me, but they didn't. They haven't got a chance.
They can run, but they cannot hide.
That's for sure. I just want to cover a couple things that you had already went across there this morning. One is Vegas, everybody. Leads in Vegas, we'll protect them. If you have people in Vegas and you want to send them to us, Blaine is going to put the website out. I just put a link on our website, which is mpgworldwide.com. And you can just put it in on the form below, the contact form, and in the message, put who your people are. We'll get them on RSVP and send them over an invitation for the door. What the situation is there is we're going to be at Dominic's Unique Eats, fabulous place. He's going to be having pizzas for everybody that he makes there. We're also going to have some homemade desserts. We're going to have coffees and beverages and things for everybody. There will be some door prizes, and there will be some fuel pills for people that come. So it'll be exciting. We do the protection with people so we don't end up just filling the place and having a meeting. So again, if you have people that you want to send to it, please do. We will, again, make sure they go to you, make sure that they're there. We'll get them signed up with you. But we try to keep the space for all of our prospects to come in. It is limited. We average around 80 there. And what we're set up for is the 22nd. And then we will back into the 21st. So if we fill it up on the 22nd, we've got it all set up so that we'll go back to the 21st and start putting more people in there. So hopefully we'll fill 2 nights up. We'll see what it is. It works fantastic. We've used his site before for other companies. We'll leave it at that. And it's been very successful. Dominic does an absolutely fabulous job of making everybody feel welcome. We will go live with that so that everybody can see how a road show goes. So I will have it set up so that it will be on Zoom, and we'll publish that so everybody can jump on there and watch how we do a road show so we can bring it to a town towards you. So again, this is kind of one of our specialties we like to do and have over the years. So we like to make it successful for everybody. So again, we will give you some protection if you send people, please do. And it will be live on Zoom. So that'll cover Vegas for you. If you got any questions, again, you can go to the website there. And I think Blaine's going to put that out later today. One quick thing is that I'll bring up, won't take up a lot of time. I keep preaching to everybody because as you can see, I spend my days on business channels here. I don't know if it'll come up, but over the years, I play the commodities and I watch closely on the oil and things. And I preach to a lot of people that you ain't seen nothing yet. We're in the right place at the right time. And I know that some of you have commented, they're going to people, oh, and fuel came down 25%. And you know, how long is this going to stay active? How long is it going to stay active? You ain't seen nothing yet. We put a nice video together. Larry's finishing it up. We'll get it posted on our Discord and we'll put it on Blaine's Facebook so that you guys can view it. What was great about the video is I found it yesterday on Fox Business, and their reporter came across and gave an entire view of where we're going here with the oil prices. And I could babble on for 2 hours on what she did in 2 minutes. It was fabulous. And that's why we wanted to get it out to everybody and have you watch it. It explains to you that we are short refineries. It explains to you the big mistake we're making with the strategic oil supply by putting that out there to get the price down. And it explains to you how we're not producing what we need to produce. The only thing I think that she didn't cover that I would add to it is OPEC would love to pump fuel for $130 a barrel instead of 85 because they only got to pump half to get what they want. They will wear and tear on the equipment and everything else. They love it. So they're going to be pushing. Once the fuel oil kicks in, she covers that this fall. You're going to see that put a strain on the gasoline. Gasoline is nothing more than made out of the fuel oil. So with that, the oil is going to peak and you will see things go. So it's a great video to watch and we'll get it posted for you. Gives a good explanation of what we've got. And it will help you answer the questions to the people that you get that say, well, you know, it's down. Well, it is in California. I'm still paying almost $6 over here. So, but I know in a lot of states it's gotten down in the $3 numbers. And this gives you a way to show them you're at the right place, the right time, the right product, and you've really got an opportunity here. So that will squelch those questions and show them the video. I think Larry's putting some disclaimers on that so that we say Fox News did this and so on and so forth. When he has that done later, we'll put it out for everybody. I also want to go into one situation there that Blaine put together, and I hope everybody understands. I think it was a fabulous thing you said. We want to be as reactive to everybody that we can for these 3 ways. But the 3 ways, for some reason, over the last couple of weeks have been pretty rough when people put you on the spot. We want to get to the phone. We want to answer the phone with everybody and give you the best we do. We put people on hold and everything. But to jump on a 3-way right then and there, we might have 4 people waiting. We might have appointments already set. We really need to get this down to everybody. So that's something I'm passing on in all my calls today. I have a training later today on my end. And, you know, please book those. And I think, Blaine, you had a great idea. We might come up with a way to schedule them so we can open them up. But it's more important than just our time. I like to know who the person is that's coming on the phone. I want to know their background. I want to know their area. I want to know what they've got to offer. So do I have a leisure person on here that I don't put a lot of pressure on? Because that's why my team's running over here, Blake. You don't put the pressure on them. I put on them. I'm a pressure guy. So anyways, I try to be nice about the ones that are just looking for a little residual income, retired, or, fill in with their job. And then I'd like to have that information. I think it's imperative that when you do a three-way, we've got a background on the person you're putting on that call, so that I'll use that word anyway. So when I attack them, I'm going to get the fruit out of them. I'm not going to destroy them for you. I'm not going to turn them off. At the same standpoint, we're going to get them signed up and get them on for you. So we definitely want to help everybody, but we definitely need some organization in that end. And I think a lot of us have talked that are taking these three ways, and we all got kind of the same problem. I said, Michael Dew's got it all together there. He knows how to handle it. So other than that, life is looking good. But I won't go long-winded on you today. And again, Vegas is going to be a great treat for everybody. Understand, road shows are something we want everybody to do across the country. I like to train it. I like to show you how to do it. Shall it be in your front room? Shall it be at a hotel? Shall it be at a restaurant? Shall it be in a park? Whatever it is, wherever your format is, we want to show you how to do it. It's one of the most successful ways to get people together, put volume on. We sign them right up there. We have the computers. We have things going. We get them on board. And that's very, it's a great lesson on how to do it. I've done it for years. And I would say that the biggest numbers I've done and some of the best people I've found have been in our road shows. So everybody, next week, please take notes. We'll go live, and I think it'll be something for all of us to really learn from.
That is fantastic. Listen, I want you to take 2 minutes, if you wouldn't mind, Bill. And that was a great piece right there. The road show. My mentor, one of my mentors, Hubert Humphrey of A.L. Williams fame, said, if you want your business to grow, hold a meeting. So a meeting could be on Zoom, a meeting could be at a hotel, a meeting could be any kind of place. Meeting could be at a coffee shop of 4 or 5 people. The point is, if you're not talking to new people on a regular basis, your business is going to stagnate. And another thing that will happen, and that is, if you bring in a few people and then you start to manage them and you're not adding new people in yourself, you start to become a manager, not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is always making new things happen. So continue to expand your personal business while you're helping the new people. And if you got to beg people to get on a webinar, you got to beg people to go talk to people, you don't have the right people yet. You got to go put in a whole nother flock. Bill, I want you to take a moment out and just give people a sense about your background. Professionally, what you do, where do you hail from? Just give them a little sense for who you are.
Well, I think that's probably my background is mainly in construction development. And over the years, I've done everything from multiple units to I specialized in regional shopping centers. So that's why I guess my team usually has people that can tolerate the way I am, and 24/7 and being able to throw out the orders. I'm always on budget. I'm always on time, and I always have to get the job done. So I'm one that's a real stickler. And sometimes I have to remember that some people here are here to have a little more fun than Bill. He gets a little strong on everybody that we got to stay on budget here. We got to hit the time frames. We got to go. But that's my background. And this is supposed to slow me down. This is good. But network marketing, for some reason, I started when I was 14 years old, when my aunt decided that I should sell Amway. And I did that on a bicycle, selling 5-gallon drums and 55-gallon drums and everything from degreaser to LOC and all the rest. And I had a great little business there for quite a few years. And with that, it was like always a side business that was my enjoyment. I always had network marketing to, I think, get away from the corporate world. I'd have 1,500 people on a building site. And yet on Saturdays, I like to get away, and I would be selling gas bills, okay, and phone cards. And we've had all kinds of fun things. And Larry there that's on here, we go back many years. We've had a lot of good times and a lot of ups and downs in the business, but a lot of success. And it was always that the MLMs back then, now we call it network marketing, gave me the ability to have something on the side that I enjoyed, something I'd like to do, got my mind away from it. And it was always something that I went with. Now that I'm kind of semi-retired sitting up here, it gives me towards a full-time job. And so that's why I got to watch I don't tie that construction management into all of you. But Bill will keep you on time, on budget. He'll make sure you get the job done. But anyways, that's kind of the background. But for some reason, ever since I was 14, I haven't been able to give up that network marketing. Has always been something that's been a challenge and good, and it's been a great residual income on the side. So I kind of give you that background.
That's great. I appreciate it, Bill. Listen, I want to just wrap this particular webinar up. We've got a lot of calls, a lot of things happening. I want to just let all of you know that Thursday night, we have our company conference call at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30. So don't miss that. The phone number is right there on the company website on the homepage. And you've got some people on this team that they have they play the long game. Bill built shopping centers. I mean, that's a long game deal from site planning to development to getting all the approvals, the permits and all that. It's a long process getting the VC, the venture capital together, all the things that need to go on. And Bill and Rebecca are not building this thing for a 30-day wonder. If you could go ahead, Bill, maybe mute your line. We're getting a little bit of feedback on the mic. Thank you. I want to say that they're playing the long game. They're looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 5-year deal. Bill back in the day sold and worked in an MLM that had a competitive fuel product, and he found that the FFI product, which is now our product, performed better. He didn't want to tell his team, but he knew it performed better. So it made a real nice match for him. But my point is, when you're listening to John Dickey, why would a guy that is literally looking down the doorway at his mortality, dealing with this cancer, has his wife, Sherrie, in the middle of it, and why would he, when you think about it, why would he put his time, energy, and effort to building a network with MPG Extreme? Why? Because he wants to have a legacy. He wants another championship crusade. And I think that holds true for myself. I think it holds true for Mike Dew. I think it holds true for a lot of us. The real point is that we are in this to win it. We're in it to win it. And when you hear these stories and you start to realize that some people will come out the gate, they'll shoot out like a rising star. And then they might hit the wall. There's some things they got to work on. They got to grow through. They got to develop their skill set. That's okay. That's the same thing in everything. It's the same thing in marriages, same thing in sports, same thing in life, right? And some people will come out and they're working and working and working, and they face a bunch of no's, and they probably need to really work on their skill sets, their approach skills, their inviting skills, their presentational skills, their closing skills. But you don't give up after an hour. I mean, I'm going to tell you, William was saying it. He was a high-end project management guy, in time, under budget kind of guy. As a football coach, I was like that. Some of you, the colonel there, Colonel Derek Anderson, he was like that in the military. And sometimes people come into network marketing and they want to have a social experience. I understand that. Just like William said, they want to have the feel goods. They want to be in the fan club. They don't want to be on the stage playing the guitar in the band. They want to be in the fan club, and they want an autograph. They want to get a special autograph. And those of us that are high-eye drivers, we probably don't understand that as well as we should, because we have one goal. We're like moray eels. We're like barracudas. We want to go out and take on the marketplace and ascend and dominate. I don't know any other reason why anybody would get into business, to be honest with you. if someone just, listen, we want to have a good social network. We want a positive environment. I agree that culture should exist. But if we cannot work together to help our people get checks, something substantial to show their wife, to show their husband, to show their family that network marketing works, why else are we in this? And to make that happen, you've got to have a commitment. So I'm going to wrap that up. We've gotten to the point where the webinar is over. Michael Dew, why don't you give us a closing thought, my sponsor, and we'll wrap this up, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. This was great today. I really enjoyed listening to Braveheart and the things that he had to say. It just dovetails into everything we're doing here. No wonder he has such a successful team. I also was just real quickly curious. You said that you were on a webinar on the UK. I was on one yesterday to the UK, and the gentleman I was talking to told me that in US dollars to fill his car is $250. And that just took me back. Like I could hardly grasp that, but he explained it. So we're in the US and Canada right now. And that's just some insight into what I don't think we know what we have ahead of us, how far this thing can go. So not to get off on a tangent, but I just heard Braveheart mention the UK. And any insight into that, Braveheart?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible, really. And if you look at and of course, the UK, the Ukrainian war has been such a major hit to them. And as they go now and they're trying to decide what they're going to do with the Russian pipeline and the things that are going over there, you've got winter coming in. And in return, with winter coming in, hopefully I'm still on. This thing's wanting to play games with me. Winter coming in. The UK is interesting. They burn more fuel oil for heat than they do natural gas over there. And when that kicks in, a lot of them are already anticipating what's going on with the gas, and the gas prices per liter went totally just sky high. They're paying right now anywhere, like I said, $12 to $14 average across the UK for US gallon. Okay. I mean, it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And that's why the people that we're dealing with over there, the groups that I've got going on and we're getting ready, they see a really, really huge market. And so I urge anybody right now that's on the call that has a relative over there, or has anybody over in the UK or anywhere in Europe, to get on the phone with them, because the demand there, I think, will sweep over there incredibly fast. And you're also seeing the same problems going on down into Australia. There's a lot of politics that's going on right now in the oil markets. And we've been playing the card of the strategic oil, and we've been playing the card of using up our reserves and things. And those days are almost over. That's what's on that film that I put out. We're going to be right behind them, folks. I'm telling you, you're going to see some fuel prices here like you've never seen. And we're all here to help people. We're all here to make a difference. And I really think that this pill is going to take off. So just sit back and watch what happens, but at the same standpoint, get your company ready and structured so that you're there for everyone.
Thank you for that.
I want to just say this to everybody, that think about the markets that we have, the potentiality of the markets we have. And then I want to just say this to you. Don't make your main thing going out into a market that's not open. Make that a preparatory thing for the next phase. It's like William in his construction field, he would have to make commitments on materials, maybe in some cases 2 or 3 years ahead, to be able to have the materials available when the job happens. He's accustomed to that. A lot of people come into network marketing and they neglect their own backyard. So realize that William and Rebecca went platinum like so quickly. They were our first platinums for the entire team. And now they've broken some platinums and they've got things going on. They did not neglect their warm market. They started calling people immediately. They knew in their sphere of influence. It just happens to be that he has in his warm market, in his Rolodex, so to speak, he has these contacts. What I want to caution you is don't go out and be a whale hunter until you get those in your backyard going. So have your local business, your regional business, your national business, your North American business going as you start to expand out there. So I want you to do both, but you have got to get platinum done. Otherwise, you're going to be looking down the road trying to get someone that is going to do it. So I hope I articulated that well, Mike, but I just appreciate, I'll tell you, I appreciate the commitment. I did not know William before. I knew Rebecca from a prior business. I reached out to her, and here's a guy that comes out of the woodwork, grabs this thing by a storm. He does not need a helping hand. We're buddies. We're running mates together. And that's what I want to see happen for everybody. So Las Vegas next week, we'll be up there Wednesday, Thursday, and then William and I are both flying out early Friday. We'll be staying at the Rio, I think, William. And so in addition to the restaurant meetings, we'll be at the Rio. There'll be plenty of place to meet people there in the lobby or whatever. So I can tell you for myself, and I'm sure for William, but you bring people by and get them. The other thing is make sure your guests that come have your username. If you want to get, if they're there and they're ready to sign up, you don't want them. Make sure that you have their username. I don't know, I'm getting some bad noise here. Sorry about that. Get their username. Make sure they have your username. So when they're there, we can put them into your website on the computer, sign them up, and then let you know so you can get them placed on the binary, okay? It's going to be a great outing. In fact, I'd say right now, next week, we're planting a stake in the ground in Las Vegas. It'll be our first physical get together, first one I've done since COVID. And I am very, very excited about it. It's going to be a great outing. So thank you, Bill. Thank you, John Dickey. We appreciate you. And to all of you that have taken time out of your busy schedules, thank you for taking the time tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We're going to have some other people sharing with it. And thank you for making our day a better day. Goodbye, everybody. This will be up on the Facebook. And also, Mike Do, I want you to get a hold of William to get that video so you can also get it up on the YouTube as well. Thanks, everybody. God bless.